Did you get it? Is it on?
Welcome to another episode of Taking Over the World with Legendary. What's up, buddy?
What is happening, amigo?
Are you going to sing? There it is.
No, I had no idea what you guys are talking about, but I was impressed with the duet.
Yeah.
You guys might want to take that show on the road. We are in the entertainment capital of the world.
I want to take this show on the road to go lay down and sleep.
Really?
Yes.
Speaking of entertainment capital of the world, I called you guys Donnie and Marie. I did hear a question on the radio the other day. If you were to build a Mount Rushmore of like Las Vegas performers, so let's just call it 5, right? I don't even know how many are on Mount Rushmore. Are there 5?
4.
4. So let's call it 4. Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of like Las Vegas entertainers?
You'd have to put Siegfried and Roy. So they would be 1.
Okay, so you're going to count that as 1.
That's 1.
Okay.
You got to put David Copperfield.
Okay. Heavy into the magician. Okay, leading off with 2 magicians.
But those guys are like...
That's the essence of Vegas.
Those guys are like Mr. Vegas.
So you only got 2. Well, we're going to up it to 5 just to keep it top 5. So you got 3 spots left.
Who's the guy that owned that big ass property over off of Sunset?
Wayne.
Big
Wayne.
Oh, he's got
Wayne Newton's.
For sure.
Wayne Newton is on it. Okay, so you got 2 spots left. Choose wisely, pal. Choose wisely.
Well, we're gonna go with the same theme that you can have like a group of people.
Okay. The judge's ruling is in. We'll allow you to have a group as one.
You got to go Rat Pack.
Okay, fair.
You have to go that.
Okay.
Which that's cool because you got Frank Sinatra in there, Sammy Davis.
Yeah, because if you break them all in there, you're out.
Yeah, you're out.
Okay.
I mean, you just put all of them in that'll be the Mount Rushmore.
So that was 4.
That's a Rat Pack.
You got 1 spot left.
1 more. I'd probably go with...
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know, dude.
Wow. The anxiety, the suspense is building.
So there's 3 that there's 3 people that I would be like... Yeah, I think that these people had a nice long run in Vegas.
Okay.
And I think they're super popular people.
Okay, on the whiteboard are... We're going to take this final 3 and whittle it down to the last spot. Okay,
so you have Elton John with the Red Piano Tour.
Okay.
That was amazing, his stance, his residency here. You've got to go with Celine Dion.
Okay.
And then Cher.
Okay. See, I definitely go Celine Dion. I think she's a staple.
Right. There you go.
That was one of the ones that I was thinking about the other day. But what about this one that you missed? What about like Elvis?
Wow,
bro. You didn't go peanut butter sandwich dying on the toilet.
No.
Elvis Presley? Like, I mean, we've got chapels that have Elvis impersonators. I mean, Elvis is everywhere.
He is. And that did not come like Rat Pack for sure. Those guys are like a staple.
So given the facts now that Celine takes the Celine.
No. So then I would keep my 4
and add Elvis.
Elvis.
Celine gets the boot?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's
definitely
aggressive.
Elvis, the Rat Pack. David Copperfield has to be on there.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but if I'm
Wayne
down to
Newton
those
has to be there.
If I'm down to those spots, I think I've got to
Siegfried and Roy. So let's say, well, the problem is you can't say 1 from each category because singers you're going to have like 5.
Right.
Just singers, there's a bunch.
I know.
So you can't have 1 from each category. But Siegfried and Roy, like they're like known as the people. David Copperfield is a Vegas guy.
I get it.
How do you not put those?
That's why it's the Mount Rushmore. Nobody said this was going to be easy. This was not meant to be a cakewalk.
It's tough, dude.
You
know what the crazy part is? If you do mine, it's all guys.
I was seeing the pattern there. And when you got to your 3 that you were trying to put into 1, I was wondering because Celine Dion is one that always comes to mind.
Celine Dion was
like she had the run. I believe it was at Caesars, right?
And Cher has had a run here forever too.
It's wild.
I don't think you can do a Mount Rushmore.
Well, you have to. You have to. Decisions have to be made. Choices. Listen.
People have to get cut.
Listen. This is not for the weak. You're going to have to stomach this.
Somebody has to fall to the 5th round.
Yes. Somebody's got to go full Shador. Somebody has to get the Shador treatment. And what could have been a top 5 pick.
So okay, well, who are your 5?
I don't know.
So you said Celine has to be one.
Celine Dion has to be one on there.
Elvis has to be one.
Elvis has to be one. I think the Rat Pack, I think you agree, that has to be one.
Okay.
I mean, I think Siegfried and Roy has to be. I'm big on that one too because I guess not too long ago. It was a couple years ago. I sold a property that was right across from their mansion. So I saw it like consistently. And you think about like the Tigers and their act and how long they were there. I really think it's there. I think as much as David Copperfield screams Vegas, I think he's maybe the one that doesn't make my top 5.
Really? Who else comes in?
I know. Well, Big Wayne.
You put Celine in.
Because Big Wayne, Wayne has to be.
Siegfried and Roy, Wayne, and Elvis, and the Rat Pack. Those 4 have to be there.
And then I think Celine deserves a spot on there. I think it breaks up the all-male top 5 too. Like, I'm not saying that's the only reason she makes it, but like when I think of like residencies, performers, like Celine goes back, man. I think I take your top 5. I'm good with it. But I swap out Copperfield for... I do a little magic trick. Slide of the hand, baby. Slide of the hand. Copperfield's out.
That just shows how many talented people we've had here.
Wild.
So take that out. And then when you think of Miami, right? Okay. Let's think of another market. Who's your... So there's not really a Mount Rushmore in Miami because there's a bunch of people in and out of Miami all the time. Who would you say is synonymous with Miami?
Dwayne Wade.
Okay, that's an athlete.
Hey, listen, I went through your curveball. Okay. You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, Wade County.
Listen, I'm going sports first. First of all, I'm taking. Actually, Dwayne Wade's probably a 2nd round pick. If we're going mock draft, I think with my number 1 pick, if I'm talking about Miami, in my brain, I got to take Dan Marino.
Okay.
I'm taking Dan Marino and putting him on the Mount Rushmore of Miami.
Really?
Yeah. And then I'm probably going like one of those like Julio Iglesias. You know, isn't he a Miami guy?
Okay.
I'm going like Julio Iglesias. I feel like that's somebody up there. Let's see, but I didn't grow up in Miami. I don't know big Miami people. Ricky Martin. Is Ricky Martin Miami? I feel like Ricky Martin's got to be under Mount Rushmore somewhere.
So Pitbull.
Oh, Pitbull.
Mr. 305.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Okay. I can get on board with that.
You gotta go Pitbull.
Okay.
You gotta definitely go Marino and Wade.
Yeah.
And then there's one more sports guy you have to go.
Oh. Okay.
Which I don't think you have to go with him.
I don't have it. I don't have it on the tip of my tongue.
You don't. You gotta go Don Shula, bro.
Oh, Don Shula.
Come on.
The
only undefeated season.
Yeah, that's fair.
So as of right now, with Bill Belichick coaching college, the greatest winner in all of professional football. He still holds the record for the most wins. The winningest coach in the NFL is still Don Shula. You gotta go Shula. How do you not go Shula?
Listen, my mind wasn't there.
So now?
I'm not saying you're wrong with it.
So we did Vegas. We did Miami. We got one more location to do.
Oh, don't say California.
Arizona. That's where we're at.
Arizona. Oh, listen, Linda.
Scatterboo now?
Dude, first of all, Scatterboo, yes. Scatterboo's going on.
Where do you get drafted to?
Giants. You give me the new wrecking ball in the Giants. I mean, listen. The Giants? I'll listen.
The Giants did some good stuff.
First of all, the number 1 draft pick out of Arizona. If you're going Mount Rushmore, it's not even up for debate. Shut it down. You just got to go with Tillman. Pat Tillman gets the number 1 draft pick.
In Arizona.
Oh,
for sure.
Pat Tillman goes
Tillman is Arizona.
You might as well. You may not even put anybody else up there.
No, he goes.
It's a one-man show.
He's just laying down.
Yeah, it's a one-man show. It's the Pat Tillman show. So, yeah, dude, I'll tell you what, those
you gotta go Pat Tillman. You gotta go Sparky.
Sparky's definitely better. See, but I think Arizona, I don't think performers.
I don't even think it's crazy, but I don't think when I think Arizona, I don't think the University of Arizona. I think Arizona
Nobody
State.
does, of course.
Arizona State's obviously you went there, so you're going to be.
Of course,
you're going to be
that's
biased to that.
That's what people think.
But everybody thinks. I think more people know Arizona State.
Obviously.
Right. It's just crazy.
Obviously.
Even though Miami Dolphins took a lineman from there.
Obviously.
From Arizona.
No, they're dumb. Obviously. Somebody took their kickers out. That's great. See, when I think about Arizona, my mind immediately goes to sports. And I start thinking about, like, okay, you got Pat Tillman.
Right.
I think, dude, like, I mean, you got to go Steve Nash.
Nash.
You gotta put Steve Nash up there.
You got to go Nash.
I mean, good gosh, you almost have. I mean, like, there's the trio. You almost got to put them together. If you got the Kurt Schilling, Randy Johnson, Luis Gonzalez from the world champion Diamondback seasons, like, because I mean, it's hard to just pick one of them, but like, man, I think Randy Johnson, I think Luis Gonzalez.
Was he with Arizona when he killed the bird?
Yeah, I think Randy Johnson.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
he was pitching for Arizona when he did that.
And then you got to go Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, you got Larry Fitz. I mean, you still got Kurt Warner running around. I mean,
yeah, but Kurt Warner's really always known more. I guess there's
Rams guy. Okay, fair enough.
He's a Ram guy.
Larry Fitzgerald goes on.
Fitzgerald
goes on
because he is class personified. He's a great guy,
dude.
He never has a negative thing to say. So speaking of that, did you see what happened last night?
I don't know. It's possible.
We're talking about controlling emotions.
Ooh, somebody got hot. Who was it? No, I don't know.
In the game, the Pacers, Halliburton's dad.
Oh, I heard something about that this morning. Like somebody confronted him after he was like barking or something, doing something.
He jumped onto the court.
Whoa,
and got in Giannis's face.
Yikes. It's not good.
Because they lost. Because Giannis lost, so he got in there because Halliburton hit the last shot.
Mm-hmm.
And Halliburton did the thing. I mean, the classy thing. He come out and apologized, and my dad was completely wrong. He shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 blah. But I was listening to First Take this morning, and they were saying that this guy, Halliburton's dad, is known at the league office as just somebody who's a pain in the ass.
Oh, that sucks.
And talks a lot of crap to everybody. So nobody likes him.
The dad or the player?
The dad. Because he goes around talking smack to everybody about his son. And it's like, do you want that reputation as a dad?
Well, I mean, hey, listen, let's shift gears and go right back into the draft because, I mean, some of those rumors and...
So and you and I have not talked about this at all.
No, and, you know, there's a lot of... When something goes weird, there's always rumors and hearsay, and then, you know, the self-fulfilling prophecy, it's like straight out of the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner, right? Great film.
It was one of the greatest
I did
films.
not like it the first time through, and I'm like, it's kind of boring. It was kind of slow, but I loved it so many times. So good. And, you know, it's like the quarterback. When he keeps falling, he keeps falling, he keeps falling. And, like, Kevin Costner's question to him, he's like, ask him who was at his 21st birthday. You know, and he's asked him, who's at your 21st birthday? And I don't remember, like, right? But when he starts dropping, the GMs are talking like, wait, what do you know? What's wrong with this guy? How come he's dropping? People start freaking out.
Right.
And then all the rumors start flying. And, you know, I mean, from what everybody thought was going to be a for sure first-round pick, if not like the second quarterback off, top 5 pick, top 10 pick, to, what was it, eventually the 5th round?
5th round.
And then the rumors started flying. You know, is it the circus? Is it the melee? Is it Prime? Is it Deion Sanders? Is it... You know, the way he interviewed, and it's like,
well,
man.
They say, so it's always, they say, if you're going to have an attitude and you're going to be ostentatious, I think is the word.
Oh, I don't know, it's a big one. We'll have to fact check it.
Yeah. But if you're going to be cocky and arrogant, you better have the play to back it up. And I don't think he had the play. Like, we talked at length, I think ad nauseum almost, about Caleb Williams last year and getting drafted.
Yeah. And
how he was, you know, a crybaby and he was this and he was that and a bunch of different things. But he had a gun as an arm. He was a tough SOB. And he did a lot. He had a lot of talent. Now, he got to the NFL and shut him up. But he had significant more talent than Shedeur does. And now look at Shedeur with less talent and more. And I mean, there's reports coming out now that he walked into a meeting with his headphones on, hat crooked, and his headphone was actually playing music.
So that is every time I do see him with his hat crooked and stuff, that I don't know why, but that irks me a little bit. And again, it's not to make judgment. It's just like, man, if I'm going in for like, you are literally interviewing from one of 32 positions in the world. And like, you're going to like kind of laugh it off, kind of swagger your way in. Like you said, there's a difference between arrogance and, and just being able to perform. And you go back and, I mean, I don't know. I go back to the thing too is like, bro, we're retiring the kid's jersey, this number at Colorado. He played like in the Alamo Bowl and lost or something. Like what are we doing? I mean, okay, Travis Hunter I think was still early, but granted, Heisman Trophy winner, right? Okay. I still think it's a little bit early. Let's maybe wait this thing out a little bit. But should they changed the face of Colorado football. Okay, they put some more. They put more butts in the seat, but until they go out and start winning conference titles, they didn't even play in the Big 10 or 12 championship, whatever. ASU
Big
won
12.
it, right? 12
Yeah.
because ASU. That's
ASU
right.
won
See,
it.
that's what I'm talking about. See, that's like retiring Scadaboo's jersey already. Yeah, we won the Big 12. We went to the college football play. Like, we retiring jerseys. He'd probably be the first to be like, "Are you guys nuts?" Like, look at the names that are up there. And I mean, then you start seeing the names that came through Colorado that have not been retired or took a while to retire. And you're just like, and I think it goes to the speak of, I don't want to sit here and say because I've coached a lot of youth sports and stuff. And the phrase that you're always afraid of as a coach is daddy ball, right? Like, you never want to be accused like, oh, well,
Nepo baby.
yeah, like you're coaching and you're like, oh, my son, now I've got my son as the starting shortstop, batting third, and he's making 5 errors a game and hasn't hit, and he's got a batting average of 0.71. You're just like, bro, yeah, at some point, you can't keep putting him there. And
Right.
so that's the thing is like, yeah, he went to Colorado, he did well, they filled the stadium, but that was a lot of that was hoopla and smoke and mirrors, and so it's like, I think the NFL teams are like, hey man, that's great, but we don't need that shit around here.
What have
and
you done for us?
especially, yeah. I was excited to see Jackson Dart though. See, I think that was a guy that, I don't know, dude. I just feel like watching him play and listening to him. I feel like he's one of those guys. Like, he comes in, he's gonna shut his mouth, he's gonna work hard, and he's gonna lead a team. I feel like that's a guy. I feel like he's the one that's.
What irks me about the whole draft process, right? Is, and people are gonna come at us about this comment because they come at us every time we hit comments that people don't like. But reality is, they started coming up and playing a race card, and this is why. And I mean, I think it was 28 out of the 32 first picks were African American guys. Yeah. We're all black guys, and there was no issues. Yeah. Like that. That is not an issue.
Cam Ward. Same position. African American.
One of my favorite guys was, he went to Buffalo first round. Marshall, I think his last name was Marshall, I think. But he was standing at the walkway, and every guy that got drafted before him, he was shaking everybody's hands, hugging everybody. He was just in a great mood. He was really good. He was and that guy was amazing. Cam Ward, there's a video of Cam and him together, of Shador. And Shador's like, hey, let's go write a song.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I play football.
Yeah.
I want him to know me for football.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And Cam actually called him out in that video, because there's a part in the video where Cam's like, when Shador said something about, I have the highest position.
If I did check downs.
I did a 90%.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's at the end of the day, the tape doesn't lie. They go back and kind of analyze that stuff, and you look, does he have talent? Absolutely. I mean, obviously the kid's a good quarterback, and he's got talent. But I think he overthought his talent. His dad overthought his talent.
He overplayed his hand.
He overplayed his hand. He took a 2-7 off-suited, and he went all in. And he's like, look at me. I will win the game with this hand. I will. And I think one of the things I saw, if you want to change your franchise, of course you pick me. All right, bro. It's going to take more than one person to change a franchise. It's you look at the Lions. Right, I think that's a great example. The one person that they brought in to change the culture was the head coach.
Right.
Now, it wasn't Jared Goff, right? I think he fit the culture they were trying to build, but it started with right, exactly. Those guys all added to it. I mean, you look at the run they made last year. Hutchinson was even out for most of it, but he's there rooting them on, working hard, trying to get back onto the field. But I think it's a culture that's not built by one player, and I think that was, I talked to a buddy of mine, and he's been fortunate to be in draft rooms on draft day.
Has he?
Yeah, and
No
so
way.
yeah, he was in a basketball one, right? And so we're talking that I think it was that night I was coming home from a practice and I was touching base with him on something, and we were kind of talking about it, and I think it was like right after the Browns took Dylan Gabriel. And I'm like, man, I can't believe that. He goes, listen, he goes, one thing I will tell you from my years of being in draft rooms, he goes, I only spoke up one time. And it was about an interview question and about the answer that was given by this player they were about to take, like in the first round. He's like, well, just remember this answer, right? It's like, is that who we want to be the face of the franchise? You know, like right, wrong, or indifferent, like he brought it up. And, you know, I think these, like he said, he's like, dude, these guys, and like, they had to talk to junior high custodians.
Did he tell you who the player was?
He did. I forget who it was.
Just curious if he told you.
Yeah, no, it was. I forget who it was, but if I heard the name again, I remember what it was. But he's like, dude, they're talking to like junior high custodians, you know, PE teachers. They're talking to, you know, like anybody that they've had, like team staff members, equipment room people. Like they're trying to build the profile as tight as possible about the character of the person, you know, and their work ethic. Like, you know, some of this stuff is like skills that can be taught to a degree. Like there's some people that just freaking have it, right? But it's like, what kind of character are you putting in the building? And he goes, there are smarter guys in those rooms than out here, obviously. And you know, when they did their homework, they obviously felt like.
Well, I think that's what we look for on our team.
Right.
Right?
100%.
When we're looking for agents to join the real estate team, we're always looking at, is it a cultural fit? Is this person going to go crazy? Is this person, you know, like, yes, it's you can teach sales, you can teach this kind of stuff. But even like some of the people are looking for like fast transactions.
Yeah, like that magic pill, a silver bullet.
And it's like you have to work. So if they're, you know, sometimes I get nervous about that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for me just to hand you business? Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and I think that's that thing that goes back to like what they see on TV. You know, it's like, oh, the glitz and the glamour of real estate. Like, Miro, I have gotten more gray hair and lost more sleep as a real estate agent than owning my own business. Right? Like, I've been responsible for payroll and orders and inventory. It's like, you know,
and
remodels and lawyers and fire burning down buildings. But like, I just knew that industry so well. But like, man, here I've been in it for over 5 years as a licensed agent now, and it's like, it is a tough job. like it wears on you emotionally of like the ups and downs, and the one deal, the deal's dead, then it's resuscitated, then you got this. I mean, now we've got, you know, a home warranty company that's giving us the runaround on an AC, and they're telling us what the price is, but won't tell us why or how. And now the buyers want to send somebody out. We're sending somebody out. It's just like, there's all these, you know, like right when you have something, like when you're like, dude, this one's going to be smooth. It's just like, boom, boom, bam, like done. Here's a wrench, deal with this.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of people that join this industry, and I think that goes back to, what do they say? What was it, like 74% or 72% of agents don't do a deal or didn't do a deal last year. Correct. Because they don't know the work that goes into it.
No,
they think it's, hey, if I'm joining a team, great. They're going to give me these leads. All I got to do is convert them. I'll talk to them. They're going to sign up and I'll get paid. Or, you know, hey, yeah, I'll be an agent and I'm going to send tons of real estate. I know a lot of people and they're just going to hire me. Like, why? Yeah. Why would they?
I got a call today or yesterday from a client, and he said, hey, I'm looking to do XYZ. And I'm like, all right, on a commercial building. I called today a contractor. I'm like, hey, we need to do this on a building. And he's like, the contractor's like, oh, well, I don't know if we can do that. I'm like, okay. So, I mean, there's so much that goes into it. It's not as easy. I mean, we have now one with an AC problem, right? We're sending somebody out. The buyer sent somebody out. The owner of the house is comfortable with who the buyer sent out. So I think they're going to use them to do the repair. So now our guy's not going to go out. It's like,
well, and I think like on the surface, it just looks easy. And people feel like it's a job that anybody can do.
Right.
Right? Like, and yes, anybody can do it. if you go get licensed and you pass all your tests and you grind. It's just like anything. I could go be a banker, you know. I'll probably get drafted in the first round, you know.
What?
In anything if I, you know, put my mind to it. Probably not. But, you know, like you can go start other careers if, you know, if you grind and put the thing in. Like none of these careers are easy, but it's like people just see the TV shows because there's so much real estate and HGTV and fix and flips. Like, oh, I watched like 2 seasons of Flip or Flop or Fixer Up, or like, cool. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a fixer flipper. You know, like these people say, oh, I'm an investor. No, you're a wholesaler and you're not even very good at it.
Right.
Like,
you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. So now we're going on week 4. This is week 4 of me doing this new experiment.
Yeah. What's the status update, buddy?
I don't have a status update.
How come I asked that question? You're rubbing those eyes pretty heavily there.
Yeah, it's
Is it wearing?
It's wearing.
Interesting.
It's wearing.
Okay.
It's wearing because people, like, you talk to some people and some people get it. Some people don't. And some people are excited about the move. Some people are not. Some people are, you know, and it's just different. It's just a very different way of doing business.
Okay. So have we had enough time yet to kind of start to think about what the future holds with this position? Are we still in limbo? I mean, like, compared to where you started 4 weeks ago compared to today, is it the same feeling or is it a different feeling? I'm not going to ask you which way, but...
Yes, it is different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's a completely different feeling. And it's... And I had... So you have different... Like, I have mixed emotions about it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of mixed emotions. And I think that's the biggest struggle is... Number one, in real estate, I know real estate really, really well.
Right.
Right? And I can make money in real estate, and I can do what I can work the hours I want. I can do what I want to do, and I can make money. Like, everything's great on the real estate side of it. But when I flip over to this, it's new.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know it. So it's being comfortable being uncomfortable.
Okay.
That's part of it. So then I have a couple days where things aren't going my way, and then I have a day like today where I meet 2 new agents that are getting licensed, so those licenses won't be in for about 4 to 6 weeks or whatever, but they're signing up with us for sure. It's okay, so that's 6 weeks out, so they're not going to count on our head count for the next couple.
You got like a 45-day escrow on them?
Yeah, it's a 45-day escrow. But the key is like the 2 I met, one I've known, and he just let his license expire. Now he got a new one. So he's telling another guy that he's going to get licensed to join his team. He's like, oh my God, you got to talk to Ed. Ed's going to be the guy. Like, Ed knows a lot of stuff. He knows commercial. He knows residential. He knows everything that's going on, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. So why am I doing this? If I know so much on the real estate side, I'm coming over here where I don't know this. And then I have another agent where I'm talking to her that's getting licensed, just has to go take the test. She's already finished with school. And we're talking about the team and, you know, what our environment is here. And she's like, that's what I'm looking for. You know, I come in, he's smiling face, and I'm like, okay, that's what people want to see. People want to come into a brokerage, somebody smiling in a brokerage. So do I say no in the long term to do this and go back to where I'm comfortable? Mm-hmm. Or do I tough it out for a little while longer and see if I can get comfortable with this? And I don't know.
I don't know, buddy.
I know the next couple days are going to be the trying time.
Really? Why?
I think the next month is going to be really the telling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Because you've been in it now for a month, and you're
you're
kind of like in that second third of the.
So I've been. So I take this as like real estate, right? And I tell people all the time. We talk to people all the time that get licensed, and we say what you're working on today. Plan to get paid 90 days from now.
Sure. Right. Okay.
So it's the same concept. People that I'm talking to today are going to be 90 days out of actually making a decision of moving their license. So I'm building that pipeline.
Interesting.
But there's things that are getting in the way of me building the pipeline.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
There's challenges. So I have to have conversations about those challenges. and see how those are addressed.
Have you had one yet? Because I feel like in real estate, like I can distinctly remember a transaction or an appointment that I went on. I was like, nailed it in the bag. Didn't get it. And
I've had a couple of those.
have you had it? Have you had a couple agents that you've talked to and you're just like, easy, just waiting for the ink to dry, done, and done, and then either ghosted you or just like opted to go somewhere else?
Yeah. So I have a couple that I've talked to, and I'm like, nailed it, and they're still not here. Then, or then I have another one where I'm like, nailed it, and then I text 4 or 5 times, crickets, not even a text back.
Have you come across any that's like, like I used to do this when I was, and this is bad. Okay, this is bad. I'm fully admitting this. I would have in my old company, I would interview people, and I could tell within like the first 30 seconds, I'm like, no thanks. It's just not what I need, and it's not what I'm looking for. And I can tell my attitude and my interview process shift just to be like, hey man, listen, I'm just going to be polite so we can finish this thing, but like no deal here.
So
have you had anybody that you've talked to that you're just like, I just want this to be over. This isn't a good fit. I just like, let's just shut this down.
I really haven't had anybody like that, but I've had a couple that have been like, hey, I feel I was over recruited and it was relentless. So I chose another brokerage because obviously you guys are desperate to get people. Ooh. And I was like, well, all right, I'll chalk that up. And then I've had...
They made the list?
Yeah. Then I've had a couple on the other side that say, hey, I got my license and I texted a bunch of people and I never got a response from anybody. So I went to
follow up.
So I went to that.
Huge.
So I was like, ugh. So like now I'm trying to, and see that's the problem, right? So when you take over, somebody else's work, and unfortunately for me, it's been 3 different people that have had this.
Right.
Right. So while you take other people's work, you're like, okay, we're taking this over. What are we gonna do now? You're trying to figure out where did this person leave off, and where did it not. So there's people that have been really good about putting notes in the computer, and there's people that are not really good about putting notes. And then I'm finding people that supposedly were in one process, but it was 2 years ago.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm not supposed to call those people. So now I got to find out what the person's supposed to call them. Hey, did you call them? Did you not call them? Like what's... So there's a lot of cleanup I'm still trying to do to get it to where it makes sense.
You can run with it.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's why I'm saying it's but it does take its toll. It's a I wouldn't say it's a thankless job, but I feel that for the people you work with, right? So I think for the staff that works here, they're super appreciative of who you are and how you treat them and that stuff. I think for the agents, it's great, but like, how do you have enough time in the day to do it all? That's where the rubber hits the road. Like, how do you have time to prospect, set appointments, hold appointments, talk to agents, help the staff, and still be concerned about everybody, and still run a real estate business, and still do it? Like, that's the tough part.
It's the balancing act, buddy. That is it.
And that's the thing is I don't know if I want to continue to balance that. Yeah. Like I was talking to somebody today who's a new agent, and we were laughing because I was saying, hey, take your license. Like, where did you take when you took your Pearson test? Mm-hmm. Where did you take it?
That one was, I took one online. That was the course class.
Right. But the state, did you do it in Summerlin or did you do the one on Flamingo?
No, where was that? It wasn't in Summerlin, so it must have been off Flamingo. It was, it must have been down
Flamingo in 95? Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
So I did it. That's where I did mine. So the young ladies I was talking to, they're like, oh, that one's in the hood. And I was like, all right. So then the agent I was talking to, the new agent that's getting the test taken, she's like, you look like you got a little hood in you. I was like, huh? And then I roll up my sleeve, show her my tattoo, and she's
Show her
like,
the Maui.
yeah. And then she's like, oh, and she rolls up hers. She's got tattoos everywhere, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, it's just different.
Well, I'm excited to hear next week how these next few days of trying days go and see where we're at. It's been an interesting journey.
It has.
So far. It's fun on my end getting to watch it because I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoy it. But it's not fun on my part.
Oh, wow.
All right, dude. Keep taking care of these clients. Let's keep me holding meetings. Exciting day, though, because exciting week. Blanca opened up 2 new escrows.
Yeah. Yeah, massive shout out to her. Yeah, she stuck to the process. She hit her production number. She did her prospecting. She set her appointments, and lo and behold,
Magic how that works.
With a little help, she got 2 open, so that's exciting.
How that works.
We're growing.
We're doing it. All right, brother.
See ya.
Have a good one.